Hi everyone, Graham here with the latest updates from We Share Abundance. We Share Abundance is a cloud nation with the United States of the world. We're on a mission to banish poverty. We're an emerging nation, and we are now in a position after about 4.5 years of expanding our economy to improve the liquidity and value of our currency for the benefit of all our citizens. All our citizens receive handouts of our currency every month, and anybody can become a citizen. There's no fee, no obligation. You just come along, register, prove you're a real person, and that's all there is to it. Once you become a citizen, and even before you become a citizen, we operate a non-separatist ideology in that we only see people as human beings. We don't separate them because of their height, weight, colour, class, creed, gender, financial status, educational level, or anything else. All are viewed equally as human beings. We recognise that every human being is unique, has something unique to offer our community, and therefore is of equal value to every other member of our community. And we have a little affirmation that helps us with that non-separatist ideology, which we'll be running through in a moment after we have our opening prayer, which is there to help us find what everybody really, truly seeks in life. Happiness, not the short-term pleasure you get from buying the house or the car or taking the vacation or whatever else you may want to do, because that wears off after a while. But the happiness, the true ever with you bliss, that's always new and varied and exciting, and it lives within you. And it's what many people don't even understand they're missing. There are a lot of people very wealthy. They're still searching for something. They don't know what it is, and it's that bliss. They've got this hole inside. How can they fill it? More houses, more money, more power, what? No, none of it. You can't buy it. You can only earn it through loving service to others. And the great thing about being of loving service to others is it attracts into your life everything else that you want and need. You won't have to struggle and chase after things and stress out. It'll all start happening for you. The more love you share, the more loving service you offer to the more people, the more you will find that your cup will overflow. Okay, so we have a few people in now, which we can welcome. In fact, we welcome you whether you're watching the replay or whether you're watching live with us now. We have a lot of people that watch the replays, and we'll just welcome everybody, say we're glad to have you with us and appreciate you and love you all. And let's get started with that little prayer and the affirmation, and then we'll run through the people that are here and let you see where they're from. Most people like to pop in the comments their name and where they're from, and it's good everybody can see where we are operating, and that is we are in all 5 continents and most countries, but you won't see them all here, but you'll see a good sample. Okay, let's get started with that little prayer, followed by that affirmation. Then we can run through the comments, answer any questions that crop up, give you the updates, and then you can all get on your way. Okay, so here we go. Dear Heavenly Father, we are so happy and grateful for you, and we ask that you bless the We Share Abundance community, that it may fill each member's heart with unconditional love, and that through that love bless each member, that they may find the joy of service, and through service attract into their life true happiness and everything they want and need. Amen. And our little affirmation: we're so happy and grateful to be citizens of the United States of the world with God and truth as our leaders. Heavenly Father, may thy kingdom of peace come into our world as it is in heaven, and free us all from divisive inharmony, that we may become perfect citizens in body, mind, and soul of thy world. Okay, let's have a look. We've got Ramachandra in from Watford. He's usually in pretty quick. Always used to be Lewis at the top, but he's getting knocked down the leaderboard a little bit these days with Ramachandra and also Ron. Ramachandra says, today we're celebrating the Supreme Personality of God, Head Sri Krishna's appearance day in India. Happy Sri Krishna, Janmashtami for all, and thank you. Okay, lovely to pass on the blessings. For those of you that don't know, Krishna is the equivalent, really, of Jesus in the Hindu religion. It was somebody that came and brought God's blessings to the people in a similar way that Jesus did a few centuries later in the East. So lovely to have the blessings of all these saints, and thank you for sharing that with us, Ramachandra. And we've got Ron in from Amsterdam in Holland, Lewis from Lisbon in Portugal, Mary from Chicago, Illinois, USA, Colin from South Africa, Don from Vancouver Island, British Columbia in Canada, Vernus from South Africa, Andrew from Auckland in New Zealand, Eric from Gatineau, Quebec, Canada, Richard from Devon in England, Deborah from Southern Alabama, USA, and we've got Sam in from Nigeria. Okay, that's all the people in the comments at the moment, and if we get any questions that crop up, I will do my best to answer them fully. First of all, there appears to be a bug in the system, and it's not paying out people on your level 2 once you get past, I think it's, I'm not sure which position actually. I think it's recent one, so I think it's when we made the upgrade. I think there's a fault in that. Devyani hasn't been here today, but I have been speaking with her. She is now back home. She will be here tomorrow working as usual, and she knows about this, and we will be getting that fixed. There is also another bug which should have been fixed, and I thought was fixed, and that is when people, what happens in in each level is until you are in the next level, the system will automatically hold back your commissions until you've got enough to pay you into the next level. So that, for example, if you're in level 1, until you've accumulated $10, if you're not in level 2, it hangs on to that. And then when you've got $10, it puts you into level 2, and then it pays out any balances, that anything in excess of the $10 that's due to you. But what isn't happening, and I thought we'd fixed it, I know it did come up previously, is that when people, you might have, say, $8 in level 1, so you're waiting for another $2 to get into level 2, but you think, okay, I'm not going to wait, here we go, I'm going to pay my level 2 purchase $10, and what it should do then is release that $8, and it's not doing. So that's another thing we'll be looking at and correcting tomorrow. We will get them sorted out for you tomorrow. I don't think there's any other issues other than those 2 things in the program, but we have had tickets about those, and we will be getting that sorted out. Okay, and then Devyani will be getting on to the incentives for the new members, for them, for what they buy, and the incentives for you as affiliates for what you sell. And then we'll be getting onto the spillover system, so that it'll help push your referrals through into the next level, helps them, and it helps you, of course, because when they get into the next level, you get another commission. And it helps the system, because the more people we get through the system, the more funds we get for assisted entries, which help build the system and keep it running anyway. And once we've got those things completed, now we won't get all that done tomorrow, but hopefully we're going to get it done this week. Then we will reinstate the filling of the positions. If you have people that don't put somebody into that little box that's available when you get an assisted entry, everybody gets at least 2 assisted entries. And all that you've got to do with that is just give that position away to somebody. It doesn't cost you anything. It doesn't cost them anything. There's nothing out of pocket for anybody there. And that person is then into the system and will be guaranteed to make money. Now, you should fill that in as quickly as you possibly can once you get it, because the quicker you fill it in, the quicker you get your next assisted entry. Until that position has been filled by somebody, it doesn't count as being complete. And so your next assisted entry will be pushed back and back and back and back if that doesn't get filled. You should also fill it, because if you do fill it with somebody, you'll know them and you can help them and make sure that they, when they get their assisted entries, they fill in their positions as quickly as possible. And you'll be able to work directly with them because you know them. You've brought them in and put them into the system. And if it's a loved one that you just want to help, that you know isn't going to really be doing it, might be your father or your mother or something like that. They don't want to get involved in it, but they'd be happy to receive the income that they get. Then, of course, you want to be able to manage their account for them. And when they get their assisted entries, find somebody that is going to fill in their assisted entries and put them into that position for them. So, but when people don't do that, and it goes 10 days, 12 days, however long, and the system has people in the pool that it can place, it will do that to help the system along. And while we've got people in the pool, and we've got about 20,000 at the moment, which sounds a lot, they'll go very, very quickly. Once all the people from the pool have gone, of course, if there's nobody to pick up and put in, it's back down to you folks. So you want to be in that habit of doing it and really making sure that your team and yourself moving along as quickly as is humanly possible. Okay? So that is on the 777 plan. ShareHope plan is running now. It's working, and I don't think people realise that even the members, and I think even people that are in the plan already, don't realise really the power of that plan, because it's slow to start. It's not going to get up to speed for you until time, and we start filling out those matrices, and we get more and more people joining, and we'll be onto that and looking to get people in there and doing some corporate advertising for that, and that will benefit particularly the cash cow members, the turnkey cash cow members. That program is now closed, but those people that are in there will get the benefit of all the advertising that we do, but every other member will get the benefit of the feedback. So we will know what's working. You know, if we buy a solar ad and the message that we send out is known as a swipe. that we send out and the results that we get from it and the cost and the value. So we'll be able to pass all that information on, no matter how we do it, whether we buy clicks, whether we buy solo ads, whether we buy, and it doesn't matter what form of advertising we do, we'll be able to give you a cost per acquisition for that. And of course, you will be able to then have more information to decide on whether it's something you want to get involved in. It's not going to guarantee that you're going to get the same results. You might get better, you might get worse, but it'll be a guide for you. So we want to get onto that as quickly as possible. And also, we want to get away from this. We want to get that phase 1 of the mole completed. We want to get the Fund Miracles site operational. So those are what we're working on now as a development team. Now, I have also been today looking at the and getting information out on the staking. It's a little bit complicated to calculate exactly who's had what. Excuse me. The stable stake is relatively simple because it's all the same level and things. But I need also some information from Devyani for both those plans, which I don't have the expertise to get from the database. And Devyani will be able to get that information for me. I could go in and have a go at it, but if I mess up, it messes up the database and then everything goes haywire. So I stay well clear of it. But once I have that information, either tomorrow or the day after, I'll be able to give you some sort of idea on how long it'll be before we can get into making the refunds and initially getting everybody back the money that they put in. And that won't be the end of it, but we said we would double whatever you put in. We'll get onto that as a secondary measure. We want to first of all make sure everybody's got their money back from that program and from those two programs, stable stake and the secondary stake. And then we'll be looking at getting people that bought nest eggs withdrawals. So I'll have a better idea of that when I get this additional information from Devyani. We'll see if we get it out tomorrow. I don't want to hamper some of the other things that we've got going. And I've made some good inroads into the calculations there and things. So we are on track to getting people back paid. Now, also, I think I told you yesterday, we will next Sunday be running the first of our raffles from the community liquidity pool, and that will be paying people anything from $25 to $100 from that community liquidity pool. It won't be thousands of people, but it will be a regular way that we can give some people allocations from their ShareHope wallet without them needing to be active paid members of the ShareHope Powerline plan. Now, of course, the ShareHope Powerline plan is an amazing plan. It's one that everybody really should get into. It is going to set you up for life, not just you, but for anybody that comes after you, whether it's a surviving spouse or children or grandchildren or whatever. It's not get rich quick. It's not going to happen overnight for you. It can do. It can do if you're very active. You can be making good money from it quickly. But if you are passive, or for the most part passive, it's going to take time. It's going to take time to build, and it's not going to be a steady process. You won't see it growing every week by this much and this much and this much. Some weeks it'll go like this, and some weeks it'll be very slow until we get some real momentum in there, which will happen. But I can't tell you how long it'll take to get that. But it will be helped by the community advertising we'll be doing. Okay, I see we've got a couple more people in. We had Sam in from Nigeria. We've got Bazina in from Edinburgh in Scotland. Sam says, please, I want to know your plan concerning the We Share Abundance pool that we have put our money in for the past 4 years without receiving a penny. Secondly, your plan concerning the nest egg. I think I've just covered that for you, Sam. I think I covered it for you yesterday as well. The answer won't be changing even if you ask it tomorrow. It is something we're working on. We have to create the income to do it. Otherwise, it prejudices the whole community. Okay. We got Peter in from Cameroon. We got Sam in. Is it possible to get my money back from We Share Abundance pool since I cannot receive anything from the pool? You can get money out of there through the Share Abundance Powerline plan, or as long as you are an active elite member, in other words, somebody that's logging in regularly and has Pool 6 active, then you will be entered into the raffle and possibly get some funds from there. Okay. I think I'd already explained that, but just in case, there it is again. Numbers. I've got some numbers for you. We have is that the right date? Yeah, 26. Something wrong with this. What are we? $45. I'm showing +4. Well, this doesn't make sense. I don't know. We've got an increase of 45 in our 777 plan. To 18,452. $26. No, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong page. Here we go. This is better. We have no change in the Share Hope plan. We've still got 497, pro members, paid members. We got an increase of 64 in the 777 plan to 21,990. We've got an increase of 149 in our registered members to 48,405. However, we have, I know at least, if I can find it quickly, 83 members who haven't verified their email. So that is over the past few days. We do now have a process where we contact them and remove them if they don't get their email verified, because if they don't verify their email, they can't log in, they can't do anything. So there's no purpose in having them there. But at the moment, it's showing an increase of 149 to 48,405. And Multiply Weezer, we had 2 new email verified members to 15,994 or 84, something like that. No change in the number of members that have bought advertising. The bonus pool went up to $10,527, up by $1, from just logging in and getting the revenue share. Somebody had a question in, I think it was in the support desk about that. Now, obviously, they've not been following the information and things, but the Multiply Weezer website, at the moment, we are not allowing any withdrawals. We're not allowing any deposits. It is dormant from a compensation plan point of view. And it will remain dormant until we can get the Fund Miracle site and the mall out of the way, and then we can work on the Weezer tokens, get them moved from the Waves Exchange onto the probably the Smart Chain, Binance Smart Chain, with controlled liquidity and value in the same way that we control the liquidity and value of the ShareHub token. And that way we will be able to reactivate the website, where you will be able to earn money and you'll be able to make withdrawals and sell your tokens at a viable price, instead of, at the moment, you can get them for next to nothing in the Waves Exchange. And you can buy them now if you choose, but it'll be a while before you'll be able to cash in on any that you do buy, but you can get them for next to nothing. I personally have bought over 1 million of them. I can't remember the exact number now, but it's going to be a good while before I can get any value out of them. I'll be able to get back what they've cost me, because they've cost me next to nothing. But to actually cash in on them and get, $1 or $2 each for them, I'll be able to do that, but with a small amount on a regular basis. It'll be quite a while before we have the liquidity where you'll be able to move large volumes of them. So bear that in mind, but we will be working on that. Well, see, we've got Kingsley in from Manchester in England. He's our new car driver. I hope he's happy with his car. Sam, what will happen to the people who were not picked in the raffle draws because raffle draws is gambling? It's not gambling because you're not paying anything for it. Gambling is where you putting money in to something and somebody wins that and somebody loses. Our raffle, nobody loses because nobody's putting any money into it. It's just the corporate, it's a way of sharing out the corporate liquidity, rather than giving everybody a few cents, will give some people a more meaningful amount. And the people that don't win, don't win. You know, what do you mean? What will happen to them? They don't win. They'll have another chance in the next raffle that we run. Now, initially, they're going to be monthly, but I'm hoping that we will get them into a weekly routine. But initially, they will be monthly and run on the last Sunday of the month for people. And hopefully, we'll be able to build the value of the corporate liquidity pool as well, so that we'll get more people involved in more winners as things grow. But it takes time. We have to do what we can do. Okay. Right. Any more, folks? Any more? I did eventually today get out an email and a message that you can use to promote the 777 plan. It's sent to you as a message in your inbox. If you're going to use it, make sure that you change the affiliate link on the URL. You know, where you say people go here and sign up. Make sure it's got your name, your username at the end instead of mine. Waves Exchange is so complicated now, finding Visa tokens very difficult. I've not been in Waves Exchange for a long time, Kingsley, but it was getting worse and worse. Once we get on to sorting out the tokens, I'll be having a look at it again, and we'll be able to help people find their tokens in there, and we'll be able to find a way of them getting things moved. At the moment, there's no purpose in doing it. They could change everything before we get there. We've got other things to do prior to the prior to getting onto that. Once we get onto it, we'll get onto it and we'll sort it all out one way or another. Okay. That's it. I got my numbers sheet upside down, looking at the wrong time. It was just a coincidence that the dates were almost identical. Okay. We've got Knowledge Islam. I'm not sure who that is. Last 4 years, he says always liquidity problem and start many projects, but not give us one dot. I presume that should be dollar from pool to withdraw every time he give lollipop. I've not been giving out any lollipops. Nobody has got anything since we stopped withdrawals from the wallet, other than for people that were qualified. You can qualify; it's up to you. But if we don't have money to support the token, it wouldn't serve you any purpose to withdraw the tokens. If we said to everybody, okay, you've got $100 worth of tokens, which is about a third of a token, I think, the current value. That would be 40,000 people with $100 worth of tokens, all on the exchange, all trying to sell them. We don't have the money to buy them. So what would you do with them? You'd get them out there onto the open market and say, okay, I can't get $100 for them. I'll settle for 50. And then somebody would say, oh, well, I'll settle for 25. Before you know where you are, you would have ShareHope tokens in the same situation as the Visa tokens got into, because I allowed people to withdraw far too many of those, trusting them to be responsible with them. And if you know what happened there, that is why we will not release more than we can support with liquidity. Now, you can help build the liquidity by participating in the different plans we have. You can help build the liquidity by spreading the word about the fact that we have a token that people can buy that never goes down in value. And you can help by posting positive comments out on the internet about We Share Abundance. There's lots of things that you can do to help. But if you just want to sit back and wait, then that's fine as well. We'll get there. I can't tell you when. If you want to be negative, then you're shooting yourself in the foot and every other member. So it's in your hands, folks. It's in your hands. But we can only give you what we have. And that is why we're going to distribute the community pool through that raffle system, and it'll randomly select the people that get some money out of it. Okay? If you'd rather have a few cents each every month, we can do it that way. But I think people would rather have the chance of getting $25, $50, $75, $100 than 5 cents every month. Okay. This guy, whoever it is, with the Knowledge Islam name, I think I'm qualified from last year, August. You say 1 year login regular and active 1 year, and then you qualify, but a year has been completed, but still I am not to show qualify. First of all, the year hasn't been completed, but secondly, we abandoned that plan because it wasn't working, because it was based on trading, and we lost our trading funds. So we had to find a different way, and that was communicated to everybody long time ago. But a year would have been up, and you would have, under the old plan, people would have been getting $10 a month from the plan by September if they were in on day one. But we can't do that because, as I say, it was based on trading, and we don't have our trading funds. And it was a blessing in disguise, because trading is not dependable. Even if you've got somebody that generates a profit on a regular basis, it can be a small profit, it can be a large profit. But what happens if that person disappears, dies, decides they're not going to do it anymore, or whatever else? So we've moved to a different system, one that is controlled by the members. It's in your hands, and it's been well communicated to everybody. So don't think that you are qualified from last year, August, because we had to change that. And everybody, and I mean everybody, has been notified many times, not only on these live updates, but also through messages into your inbox. So please stay updated by reading your messages and following the live updates, and put in some effort into helping the community as a whole, and forget about the little self, you, and the selfish attitude of, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be mean when I say the selfish attitude, but you've got to think beyond just what's in it for me. You've got to try and help the whole community. And if you do that, you'll find happiness in your life as well as getting everything else that you want out of life and out of We Share Abundance. But if you're not prepared to help, at least sit back and be patient. Do what you can. Do what you're prepared to do. And it's up to you. Okay? Any more questions, folks? Because if not, we're done for the day. Devyani will be on things tomorrow. We'll have more information for you. And we'll be working on getting those bugs fixed and also getting the other bits of information I need to get some calculations done that hopefully I'll be able to give you some insight into time frames for repayment of the staking plans and also withdrawal of nest eggs. Okay? God bless you all. I love you all. And I'll be here same time, same place tomorrow, 7 p.m. London time, YouTube, Twitch, in our Facebook group. Until then, get out there, go the extra mile, share some love and abundance. Your cup will overflow. And I'll see you later, alligator. In a wild crocodile. Yeah. See you later, alligator. Woo. Always wear a smile. See you later.